Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga 2. After the warm-up of defeating Jack Frost last time, it's now time for the real super bosses of this game. We start with Shiva and Vishnu. Now, both these fights are in... excuse me for pressing that button there. That's the button that opens the map in Metaphor, which, no doubt, I've been playing right now. Both these boss fights are accessible via this room right before Mega Nada, but in order to actually unlock the fights, you first need to get the rare drops from Parvati and Narasimha. So this is the Nandaka from Narasimha for Vishnu, and the Pinaka from Parvati for Shiva. Now, something that I found out while experimenting is that if you are playing this game via, let's just say, certain means, you can, in fact, save state abuse for these, because the enemy's drop is not determined until the end of a fight. So if you run into one of these two enemies, you can make a save state at the start of the fight, and then repeatedly reload until you get the item. That's what I did for the Pinaka to, save my own sanity. But before we go for Shiva, we'll be going for Vishnu, because Vishnu's reward actually helps against Shiva. Now, in terms of my party here, I've gone with Seraph, Gale, and Argilla because Vishnu, actually Shiva as well, is immune to physical in every possible phase, so you want magical damage here. Now, you want a good variety of elements for Vishnu, because I'll get into the gimmick at the start of the fight, but here my variety mastering on Seraph has paid off. I have Zeodyne, Bufudyne, and the Boost and Ants for both, and Mind Charge. Do not use Almighty in this fight. He will make you regret it. On Gale, I actually have Fire Boost, Fire Amp, and Pyroflageddon on him, along with Mind Charge. Debilitate and Makakaja to facilitate combos. And Argilla is going to be mainly the healer with Medea Rahan, but she also has Makakaja and Tarunda to facilitate combos, Pterodyne with Boost and Amp, and the Resist skill to cover a weakness. Now, there will be some ailments in this fight, so Void Ailment might be kind of useful, but it's a little hard to predict when Vishnu will use his attack. Also, if you have a null critical on anybody... Oh, I actually do have null critical on Gale. You know what, let's actually take that over Mana Surge. You might want this. Vishnu likes to crit you. And Gale's the only one I had null critical on. In terms of Karma Rings, I still have the Synchro Ring on Seraph. I have the SP Magic Ring on Gale just because I want as much damage out of his fire as possible. And Argilla has the Dragon Ring. Because she's going to be my main healer, Almighty Resistance might be nice on her. I'll give a Gospel to Argilla because she's also got a single target gun. And Forward Shot's the next best thing for Gale. Actually, and it's a little bit weird to have no Elec resist on Gale, but if I don't use Force, he's never going to use Elec. Gale is the only one I have in my party with Dekunda, and that might be useful. Also, I'm putting Gale first in the party, because I really want his... He's got basically the biggest damage of my whole group. So now we are facing the Preserver from the Trimurti of Hinduism. Dharma is a term that is kind of difficult to translate. It generally means anything in accordance with religious teachings. Adharma is a little bit more obvious in meaning. It means the opposite of Dharma, but it can mean wrongfulness, evil, or immorality. So here he comes, and we have Hunting Betrayal again. Yeah, get used to that, we'll be hearing it for like all of these. So, Fury is kind of a weird race to give him, because that's normally Shiva's. I think Fury in Japanese is Destroyer God, which, again, sums up Shiva perfectly. I think Vishnu's typically Deity. But anyway, Vishnu's main gimmick is that he will always switch his resistances to whatever element you hit him with. If you hit him with fire, he'll now repel fire and use ice spells for his next turn. So like, he'll use the opposite element that you used on him. However, he is always immune to physical. Sometimes he's better than immune to physical, because if you'll hit him with physical, he'll go into his physical state, which absorbs physical, and can use Mute Blow, Godslayer, and Revelation. That's really the only main different one. But he also has an Almighty aspect where he uses his signature skill Chaturbuja, which literally means four-armed. It's a way a lot of gods are depicted in Hinduism. It is 10 to 15 hits of moderate physical or mighty damage to random foes, and for Vishnu it has a 15% critical rate. It also always hits, I think, so yeah. If you use Almighty on him, he will spam this for his entire turn cycle and you will probably die. So for both the Shiva and Vishnu fights, I'm going to start things off by debuffing them to -2 on everything, and buffing myself to +2 on everything. You don't want to go to plus or -3, but that's more important for Shiva than it is for Vishnu. I'll go into that later, but Vishnu is just very likely to use Dikaja or Dekunda if you go to plus or -3. So that's why I am debuffing him down to 2, though he does like to mess things up by using buffs and debuffs. Yeah, his regular attack can miss, that's why I like to keep myself buffed and him debuffed. And now Gale will start charging up. So, okay, now Surf can finish off charging, getting us up to +2. We probably won't stay that way because he likes to debuff your defense, though I do have an answer for that. And now, in preparation, you're going to go ahead and Mind Charge yourself. I want to get as much damage in as quickly as I can. Okay, Godslayer has low accuracy but a high crit rate, so it should be kind of fine. Okay, there's Makakaja. Really, the only things I'm scared of him doing are physical, so I'm not too bothered by him putting his magic back up. So, okay, Gale is going to do this. So he's just been hit by fire, which should normally put him into ice mode next turn. However, I'm going to Mind Charge Seraph just in case. If I hit him with earth in the same turn, he should instead be going into force mode. Sometimes he doesn't do that, though. Yeah, okay, he's using force. So yeah, he's in force mode now. Sometimes he'll just spam Almighty and physical, though. Kind of depends. But now, I can safely afford to hit him with fire again. So he's in force mode. Zeodon and Bufudyne are going to be fine. He changes elements, remember, at the start of his turn. He doesn't change during yours. So I should be able to hit him with fire from Gale now, but he will then go to fire mode when his turn begins. I feel like he's probably not... Okay, there's Dekunda. That's actually not good if he goes for his signature move next. No, he didn't go for his signature move. Okay. So with Dekunda, that means I have to put his debilitates up right now. Because if I don't, then I am going to be in very, very serious trouble. But now I need to remember, I have to hit him with something else before I can use fire on him again. So I'm going to hit him with earth to put him into force mode. Okay, wait, no, he was still in... Right, that's fine. It's fine, my turn was ending there anyway. Okay, Rage. Thankfully he doesn't have Psycho Rage. Still going for Mazandine, though. You do want to stay healed, just in case he decides to use a certain thing that is very, very bad. Gale Mind Charges up again. He should still be in force mode right now, but let's go ahead and Medea Rahan. You pass. I'm pretty sure he's in force mode. So this should be fine. Okay, good. He is down to red, though, which can mean that he does... Mostly just means he spams Vanity more. He's Dekundering himself. Please don't use the thing. He is... Okay, that with Dekunda is really bad. Because the only real, you know, way to soften that is to hit him with debuffs to his strength. Oh boy. Let's actually go ahead and... I don't like him staying buff right now, but I need to get Gale back. Without all three of us here, this is going to go south even faster, so... I think I'm going to go ahead and... Medea Rahan... Okay. If I can get back on track... Vanity is usually fine. That's not the best, though. Okay, I'm probably going to have to go for a Panacea here. And then... Debilitate as a combo skill. Thank you, Sync for a Ring. Because I need those. In fact, you know what? I'm going to swap over from you and Debilitate again. Just in case he goes for his four-armed Ultra attack. Mute Blow's fine. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like, that's the ideal outcome, is that he goes for a regular attack and misses. It's way better than anything else he can do. Like, this is one of those fights where there's literally only one scary thing that he can do, but that thing is just so scary that I obviously really want to avoid that at all costs. So I think the last thing I hit him with was fire, I hope? If not, I'm going to find out he's in earth mode, and that's fine too. Nope, okay, we're switching him to force mode. I meant force mode. I meant the mode that he's in when he gets hit by earth. Okay, that's good too. So, okay. Hierophlegeddon should be fine here. This should actually finish it, hopefully. Yeah, there he goes. So as long as you know how to manage the gimmick of this fight, it's not that bad. The main issue, and you'll see this on the fail channel, trust me, is if you get hit by his signature move when you are not defense buffed and he is not attack debuffed. Because then it has a very high chance of just wiping you. But from defending him, we get Pandemonium. So I actually lied earlier about Jack Frost. Pandemonium is the strongest bullet in the game. And that's the main reason I wanted to beat Vishnu before Shiva. Because Shiva is vulnerable to guns in all phases. It's one of the only things he is vulnerable to in all phases. Hero Ration, I don't really care. But we also... inherit Vishnu's power in the sword that was just dropped by his avatar. What does that do? Well, it actually unlocks a new mantra. I'll just spoil it now. We also get the Aura Ring, another one of the final Karma Rings. Firstly, though, if we check ammo... Pandemonium, 300 power. Which means I can safely give Argilla the Magatama. Oh, okay, looks like Nandaka is gone from our inventory entirely. But it basically means that we can turn it in at a save point and receive Vishnu's mantra to the mantra. I thought that was an encounter for a second, but no, it was just poison. Here we go. Confirm the data of Vishnu. God of Light mantra was added. And this one is actually pretty frustrating. Firstly, we need to just sit through these, I'm basically focusing on getting the AP boosting mantras and hunting mantras on everybody, because that's going to make it easier to unlock the other mantras for them. So yeah, that's where God of Light is. Vishnu's skills for $2 million, but I can actually afford. So yeah, we get Celestial Ray, Koryu signature move from the last game, severe almighty damage and random ailments to all enemies. And we get Chaturbuja, four-armed. Unfortunately, Vishnu's version has a 15% critical rate. Guess what the critical rate of our version is? 1%! Yeah, screw you too, game. But now that we've beaten him, let's move on to the Destroyer. So, for Shiva... I've still got Gale here. He has a mostly unaltered skill set, though I have put Zundyne in over Null Critical, although honestly Null Critical might be useful here too. But basically, you want a variety of different elements against Shiva, because you can't control what he's immune to every turn. So for that reason, I've got Zerodyne and Pterodyne over on Seraph. Do not use Almighty in this fight at all. Trust me. And I have Cielo here for Void Ailment, Null Ailment, also Null Death, because Shiva can use Mamuda on too. He also can heal, he's got Tarunda, so I can use a Debilitate combo with him. Also Zerodyne with Boost and Amp. I might want to swap in Argilla as well. Now, he is the only one in my party who has, sorry, I thought I'd said it, who has Fizz Resist. And Fizz Resist for this fight is fine, and it helps a lot because Shiva is very physical, but, do not come into the fight with any physical resistances higher than resist. So, no Null Fizz or Repel Fizz, or Absorb, well, you can't actually have Absorb Fizz yet, but anyway. You get the idea. Any physical immunity at all will cause Shiva to spam Almighty for the whole fight. So here he is, the Lord of the Dance himself. As he says, the Nataraja, that's his title. We're kind of already worthy for that. We're just going back and cleaning up loose ends. Which, you're one of them, sadly. I think Shiva did something kind of similar in SMT5. In my opinion, Shiva in this game isn't quite as insane as far. But yeah, again, I feel like they messed up with the races here, because Tyrants, that's like, you know, that's the chaotic evil race, that rather than Chaotic Good, which I think is the Fury, like Destroyer deities usually are classified as, which is what Shiva is in most games, Fury. But anyway, Shiva, unlike Vishnu, has the same skill set consistently, but it's also a very terrifying skill set. He has a lot of very strong physical attacks, including Ragnarok, which is, again, very, very scary. Also Mamuda-on. And he has Vanity, because like all the super bosses have Vanity, because Atlas loves being sadistic with ailments. He has 10,000 HP just like Vishnu, and he always absorbs physical and is neutral to gun. That's why using Vishnu's Pandemonium Bull on him is actually a somewhat viable strategy. And every turn, Shiva will be vulnerable to 2 elements and repel everything else. But thankfully, from the 2 elements he's vulnerable to, he takes double damage. So, unfortunately, this is the only chance I have to hit him with fire for like a very long time. And unfortunately, I also have to debilitate him. Oh, by the way, do not debuff him to -3 or buff yourself to +3. Unlike with Vishnu, who'll simply respond by cancelling your buffs, Shiva does not like this at all. He will respond with... Okay, here he goes. Wait, no, I'm not... There's no way I'm at +3, right? This looks like he's doing the thing. I'm only at +2. Well, that's the thing, but I swear I didn't get him down to... Oh! I think I see what happened. Cielo still has the Sukaja ring, doesn't he? Please just kill me. Thank you. Yes, he did! I normally love that ring, but it literally killed me that time. Bad ring. You go in the naughty corner. Oh, right, I forgot to show this. Vishnu's Aura Ring is a better version of the Amala Ring. And it doesn't even require you to beat the Demi-Fiend and transfer a file, so... The Amala Ring is just such a sad existence. It should be way better than it actually is. So, like the last fight, we'll start by trying to put him down to -2 everything and put ourselves to +2 everything. Shiva can mess you up with Debilitate, but unlike Vishnu, he doesn't often use single stat debuffs, so you can reset yourself back with 1 charge. Essentially, every Debilitate of his puts you back 1 charge. Okay, good. Revelation and missing people is very good, especially since... So the last time was turn 0, where he's vulnerable to fire and ice. Now it's turn 1, where he is still vulnerable to fire and ice. So I may be able to get a Mind Charge Pyroflageddon off with Gale, and that does a massive ton of damage. The main issue is he won't be vulnerable to fire again for a long time. But here we go. Yeah, that's half his health. So yeah, because that's due to the double damage from everything he's vulnerable to, which is probably a reward for figuring out his pattern. The first time you do this fight, you're probably supposed to just repel everything and be very confused. Okay, that's sending me back 1 charge, and... Okay, Dekunda's not the greatest, but okay. So now he's in Ice and Elect. He basically shifts down once in the cycle. So this is actually just going to be another buffing and debuffing turn, because I need to get him back to maximum debilitates. Ideally, you want him to go for a physical attack and miss. Next turn will be a Lecken Force. Ragnarok and hitting everyone is not good. Especially when he uses Debilitate. Okay, because that puts me down to 0 defense. So again, he's a Lecken Force right now. But I could hit him with Zandine right now, I think. Okay. Alright, yeah, you should charge. And then I think I need to Medea Rahan. Okay, this could be either really good or really bad. It's really bad. You don't want people going down, because then they lose their buffs, and then it's less likely that he'll miss people. I'm gonna have to Revival Orb you back. Because yeah, right now he should be on Force and Earth. Should be on Force and Earth. Yeah, so next turn is just Earth, and that's the really bad turn, especially after he does that. Okay, thank you for the misses there. Right, so, okay, this turn he's only vulnerable to Earth. But he is about to use his signature move, Third Eye, and for that reason, I really need to heal. Yeah, let's use the medical gear. I got debilitated, I believe, so I do need to charge again. And now CLO is going to set up Void Ailments, because otherwise everybody's going to get stunned. It's not so much that I care about being stunned, it's that I care about wasting turns curing stun. So yeah, we should be seeing Third Eye. Yeah, there's Third Eye. Okay, Dakunda's not the worst thing. So the main reprieve you get after Third Eye is that he's now vulnerable to everything. And after this, he'll go back to just fire and ice. So now is a good time to pile on some damage, if and only if you can afford it. He is down to low. So it's tempting to just spam him until he dies. And I would probably do that if I can keep track of health. Should I YOLO this, or should I just debilitate him back again? Because if I YOLO this and fail, he's probably gonna wreck me. I'm gonna try and YOLO it. Okay. And instead of having you go, I'll use another Pyroflageddon. This could be bad if I fail. Did not get him down. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay, I am pretty debilitated at this point, I think. And that's potentially bad. No, yeah, no stoning, though, that time. So, because he's back to fire and ice right now, so I can do this again. There he goes! Nice! So I played things a little risky at the end. It looks like Gale got the final blow on both of them, too. And he just drops a Soma. Nothing as exciting as Vishnu's drop. Insatiable. Yeah, Armor Premium is what you really want. That's the main reason I'm mastering these on people. Medical gear, and, yeah, let's just, boost you up. And now, a tremendous power can be felt in, Pinaka, so that'll be Shiva's mantra, but also we get our Karma Ring reward from him. The Turn Ring. This one is, in my opinion, significantly more exciting than, the Aura Ring. Adds one turn icon. Yeah, that's broken as all get out. That expression, as all get out, always confused me. Like, I saw, like, it was, my first time seeing that expression was in The Sims. I think it was, like, after a date, one of the Sims said, I'm tired as all get out, but it was fun. And I was like, I'm tired as all get out? What does that mean? Was that a typo? But, yeah, I just didn't know that slang expression. So let's check out what Shiva can offer us. The Aksara mantra was added. This one, I believe, is right at the very top of the grid. So I think right now only Heat should be able to access it. Yeah, here it is. You might notice it's not symmetrical with Michael's on the bottom. We're gonna be getting the one that lines up with Michael's next. I've got a few people reasonably close to getting it, but I think Heat is the only one who actually can get it. Funny, Heat has access to all of the old... In fact, yeah, he's gonna have access to all 4 of them. But yeah, here it is, Aksara, Shiva's skills. Third Eye, which I believe is not nerfed from Shiva's version. It's magical, by the way, not physical. And Fizz Absorb, just, you know, makes you straight up immune, makes you absorb physical attacks, just naturally. So, now we've defeated both Shiva and Vishnu, the next super boss has been unlocked. Join me next time when we face... pain. Literally. That is, if you can surpass, and, well, at least he wastes turns doing that. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. That's why you want to keep his attack debuffed and your defense up. And again, Vanity just because... Oh boy, I need to cure that. I need to cure that. I need to cure that. Otherwise, there is a slight chance that Seraph might Medirahan him. Which would be really funny, but let's not have that happen right now. Oh my... No. Do I not have Discharm? Okay, I guess things are about to get really funny. Whether I like it or not. Please do anything but use Medirahan. Note to self, buy Discharms before this fight. Okay. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Panacea is Charm, there's no Discharm in this game. I do still have Call Angel, I can put my defense back up to +2. He is still Power Charged though, and you do not want to use any like physical shields or anything because then he'll respond with Almighty, so there's really nothing I can do here but hope. I guess I can use Void Ailment in case he goes for... No, wait, Gate of Hell. That won't block Gate of Hell. Gate of Hell's death, not ailment. Did I just go above? Oh! Wait, what? I went above... I exceeded my stats somehow.